Okay. Hi, sweethearts. Good morning, guys. Hi, everyone. So I'm gonna put the camera over here so you can see little Umi and Mashuki in the background. Hi, everyone. I hope you had a beautiful weekend, a beautiful Mom's Day. And hi, Ingo Cove. Hi, how are you? So I had the camera for a few minutes while I was getting my coffee on the petunias. So let me show you. Hi, honeys. Okay, sweethearts. Let me just move these up. There. We'll put them on now. So I have the petunias. Can you see the petunias, guys? How I have them right outside the cage. So I have them so the finches can get them. If you have a really big cage, hi William, you can put the petunias in the cage, as I understand it. We're going to go over right now what flowers can actually be put in their cage. Now this is peppermint right here, and they will like devour that. They love peppermint, mint. It's a mint plant. So hold on. I hope everyone's doing well today. Happy Monday, and welcome to Vermont Sun and Shade. And I should say other Vermont, in Vermont, not of Vermont. So I had this article, and I'm just gonna turn the music down. They're singing to their music. You hear them? And now I was able to try again to move them closer to the window, and that's where they are right now. Now I am keeping their regular spot, which is very close by. It's right over here. See that table? That's their spot, their regular spot. They love routine. And when they are out of the routine, they get very distressed very quickly. Now, when we first moved here, I had tried to put them in the window pretty quickly, and they absolutely refused. They were very distressed. They put out their distress call. And so I very quickly put them back, and they were totally fine. Now, today, I reattempted because they can see and they've seen all of this area. So I just moved them a few feet over, which they're very familiar with, and they're totally fine this morning. The reason I did it is that plant right there, the mint plant and the beautiful petunia plant that was gifted me for Mother's Day. So I wanted that plant so they could, let me move this so you can see them better. And of course I moved all my artwork, but you can see them just, this is how they are at breakfast. They're doing their foraging, they're doing their, they eat, soon they'll be taking their bath. Many times they'll take it first thing right off, but they've been taking their baths late. So I'm going to put in here, so they seem to be waiting in the morning. Flowers that are safe to put in your Pet Finches cage. And we'll get the article I got. Here, I'm going to turn this down. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. I'm going to get some scenes of sunshine and mountains for you today because I got to go up to the store. So on the way, there's mountains all over the place, and they're just gorgeous, guys. But I haven't been out because we've been getting tons of rain. We got 3 huge downpours yesterday, and the river was high. So this is an AI. We'll do the AI, and then I'm going to go over an article. So safe, non-toxic flowers for finch cages include roses, marigolds, nasturtiums, sunflowers. We figure we can eat sunflower seeds too. Petunias. There's the petunias right there. It's a really big plant, so I have half of it, and what they'll do is reach out of their little cage bars and they'll reach for the petunias. Pansies and daisies. These provide natural enrichment and foraging opportunities and mental stimulation. This is for your pet finches, guys. And mental stimulation for you too, by the way, guys. That's a good cup of coffee this morning. It allows finches to nibble and explore safely. Okay, now let's see here. There's even more. Safe foliage plants. African violets, they're non-toxic and pretty. Boston fern, it's safe and green coverage. Be careful with the ferns. Make sure you're getting the safe, non-toxic fern. So this is the Boston fern because there's many out there and they look very similar, guys. And we're going to get one with pictures in a minute. Areca palm, spider plants. So safety guides. Avoid pesticides. And what I did last night is I put the plant in the sink and I showered it. Like I washed it all off with the shower hose that I have in the sink. You know, the little spray hose that you have. Just shower, clean the plant off that way. Take the dead heads out. This is when you first buy it, okay? So that way you lower any incident of pesticide poisoning. But avoid pesticides. Only offer flowers that are 100% organic, pesticide-free, and grown without fertilizers. Wash them thoroughly and clean all flowers to remove dirt and pests. And that's exactly what I did. I cleaned the flowers. Bring this a little closer so you can see. Check varieties. Only use trusted non-toxic species, as many common plants are dangerous. So I don't know why they keep saying that in this, but I'm gonna look into this again a little deeper. Hold on one second. Avoid dyed flowers. Do not use florist roses or flowers. Yeah, so a lot of times the florist will dip the stem in dye, so they're saying don't use it. A lot of times it's a natural dye, but yeah, don't use it, as they're often treated with chemicals. And monitor interactions. Supervise your birds the first time they interact with the plant. Okay, so let me just go a little farther here, since this is kind of what we're looking up right now. And there. Okay. Yeah, I just looked up the type of petunia that I have here, guys. And I said, because these petunias, I don't know if you can see them, but they have stripes. So I said, are petunias, striped petunias, okay for the my finches? And it says they're safe and non-toxic for pet finches. Petunias are frequently listed as non-toxic to pets by the ASPA. So, okay, let's go over this. See if I can find that article. That was really good. Finch info. Oh, it says it doesn't exist. Let's go back. Glamorous Gouldians. Those are finches too, guys. Um, this is chewy.com. It says 10 best plants for your bird's cage. Well, let's check it out. See if you can see this. I just, no, I'll keep the, you know what, I'll keep the camera on them because if we turn it, guess what? It's gonna be, oh, they do give the, oh yeah, I mean, this one I put in here all the time. So whether you have a budgie or a parrot or lovebirds or any other type of bird that's domestic, these plants are safe. So number one on the list, guess what? And they get this all the time, is spinach. So you can put a spinach plant next to their cage and they will, or in the cage. If you put it in the cage, guys, they're going to forage it right off the bat, like they're going to eat the whole thing. That's kind of what happened with them when they were babies. I was putting some plants like inside the cage and the plants didn't have a prayer. I mean, they couldn't see the next morning sunlight, let's put it that way, because they ate the whole thing. So now I just put it on the outside and they nibble it down and pull it in. Then I can pull it away and water it and let it grow and then bring it back for a nice special treat again. The next plant that you can put next to your bird's cage or in the bird or in your finch's cage is kale. So they love kale. Okay, then, and some of this you already know, but they love kale. And my little guys, and you know, finches are like your pet, like your dog or your cat. Like they will choose what they like. So this particular kale for them, they don't care for it too much. So the next one, and I hadn't heard of this. Wow, I'm gonna read this to you. Look, dogwood. Did you know that you could put a dogwood plant like in or next to your finch's cage? And it says no, you do not have to plant the whole tree in your bird's cage. If you want to play, it's especially safe. Experts say that if you're going to offer plants to your pet bird, it's better simply to offer the leaf on, or in this case, a branch, and not the whole plant. So in addition, natural branches encourage the bird to grasp using different parts of their feet. This is so interesting to me because I have been trying to figure out where and what kind of branches I can get to just naturally put in there for them to sit in. And I was afraid to go out and just pick it off the ground because you don't know if it has a virus or a mite or something in it. Dogwood branches, guys, check it out. So if you're just scrolling, we're going over different beautiful flowers and plants that you can have next to your bird cage right here. Over here I have a beautiful petunia I got for Mother's Day that I'm sharing with my beautiful pet finches this morning. And they may like it, they may not like it. They may peck at it, they may not. Basil, this is another plant. They love basil, guys. I'm actually going to get them some basil this week. They haven't had any for a little while. The thing is, when I get basil, guess what? I love it too. I love it in sandwiches. I love it. Okay, the next one is that they can have, and we already have this right here. This is mint. This is a mint plant. And it shows right here you can have mint right outside your finch's cage or in the cage. Okay, like I said, if you put it in the cage, don't expect it to last too long because they devoured any plant I put in there last year. The next plant that is safe, oh, this is interesting. Look, I'm going to read this one. This is the rubber plant. Check it out, guys. What on earth would a pet finch like about a rubber plant? Now, although it's a charming nickname, rubber plants are also known as Hevea brasiliensis. So while they grow tall in the forest, they are tapped for the rubber sap. They additionally come in convenient houseplant sizes. This is true. I've seen these all over the place. With deep green leaves and a thin trunk. It is also an on-trend plant, making for decorative, safe accent for your bird's cage. So they're not saying if the bird can eat it. Let me check it out. Hold on one second. Let's see, because I wouldn't want to put it, if they start eating it and they can't eat it. Yeah, I wouldn't put a rubber, I don't know why they're saying that. Because look, I just looked it up in AI guys, and it says, no, a pet finch should not eat a rubber plant. Now that's what they're saying that is, aren't they? Let's look at that again. Oh, a rubber tree. Maybe that's the difference. We'll see. It still says no. So I wonder why. Okay, so I would say no to this. They have it as something. Okay, Hevea. Let me look up Hevea. Hevea. See if it comes up. Okay, so I looked up the Latin name of what they're saying is okay to put near a pet finch cage. And guess what AI says? It says no. It says no. I would not do that. It says no. A pet finch should not eat a rubber tree plant. That's what I thought right off the bat. I'm like, what? Now what they're saying, I think, is it can be in the same room. Yeah, so guys, I would have put a big alert red flag next to the rubber tree plant. Let's see what else they say. Bamboo. Are you looking for particularly tropical or jungle-like feel for your bird's cage? Then look at the bamboo plant. So you know, if you have, like just now I had a gut feeling. That's why I looked it up again. And I looked it up 2-3 more times. It's no, no, no. No rubber plant next to your finch cage. No, 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 no. Now bamboo, let's see here. Now there was another plant I had gotten as a gift, the calla plant. That is toxic, guys. You can, it's Calla. Don't put it near your cats, your dogs, or your birds, or yourself. I was feeling the little part, because the little particles of this plant, the calla plant, the little particles, they kind of float in the air and they get in your lungs and they burn your lungs. Yeah, no. Um, so this says that yes, the bamboo plant is often used as perches for the pet finch. Okay, so that looks like that's okay. What's the next one? Orchids. Maybe you're hoping to add some floral touches to your bird's cage. Then you'll be pleased to know that orchids um, are safe to put along your bird's cage. So let me just double check on if they eat it. And it says yes, that pet finches can eat orchids. Most common orchids, such as the Phalaenopsis orchids, are generally safe and non-toxic for your pet birds. Orchids are deemed safe by the ASPA, and the parts that they can eat are the leaves, the flowers, and the roots. So I do have an orchid plant here, but because I don't know what it is, I'm not going to put it next to my finches. I know what the petunia is, I know what the mint is, and when I get little pansies, I'll pull away the petunias in a few days and then let them check out the pansies. They may like some of these, they may not. But if you have a question mark, like we just questioned that, particular plant on here that they said was safe, it's not safe. So make a note of that. Rubber plant is not safe for your pet finch. So African violets, I've read this many times. The African violets are totally safe. Okay, you wouldn't think that they are, but guess what? They're very sensitive plants, so it makes sense. So the African violets, for little dots of purple for your bird's cage, look no further than the African violet, or the Santpullia Ianantha. I think that's how you say it. They beautify the space and are perfectly safe for your pet finch. So the African violet. And the other one is, I haven't heard of this being safe. Let me double check it before I even say it right now. Okay, so this says yes, it is. This is, I'll show you a picture of it. This is called the Polar Palm. This one I'd like to get. It's not an expensive plant. It's very, I think it's very, very common and very easy maybe to grow, to transplant it or root it. So looking at the large scale, flourishing palm, the houseplant Polar Palm is a popular houseplant choice nowadays. The green, sprawling leaves create a jungle-inspired atmosphere for your bird's cage. So, okay, I feel good about that one. This is on, can I tell you what I'm reading, guys? Look, chewy.com. So I am going to send them a note because they have on here that the rubber plant is safe for the finch, and it is not safe. It is 3 other sites that it is not safe. So I'll be sending them a message on that. So, but they list other bird safe plants. So the African daisy, aloe, I've heard of that. Ash, aspen, baby's breath, that's a lovely one to get for your birds. I gotta make a list here in a few minutes. But begonias, the Boston fern, which we read, butterfly cane, chamomile. That's a great one because guess what? You can have your tea and they can have their tea leaves. You know what I mean? Chamomile, that's a great one. If I find that one out in the store today, I'm going to get it. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend some of these others. Anyway, so we're going to go out of that for a moment. And that was by chewy.com, what we just read. And like I said, please scratch off the rubber plant because other sites are saying, even with the Latin name, it is not safe for your finches. Okay. Now, but all the others we read are. So I've got one more here I want to share, and I won't repeat, but let's get some new. This is 15 safe flowers. Oh, look at them kind of. See how they're communicating with each other, guys? Did you see that? She just kind of gently pecked him away. He was singing, and he's been singing for months, so hopefully they're compatible. I don't, there's no, the only time I saw some aggression from him, and it was a little bit with chasing, was when the nest was kind of toppling and it needed to be taken out. And she knew it. She would not sit in it anymore. So I took it out, and then they were both super happy, and now they're rebuilding their nest. So 15 edible flowers for your birds. Here's an important tip. It says always use pesticide-free and organically grown flowers. Avoid florist flowers unless you're certain that they've been haven't been chemically treated. Okay. So why do you want to put edible flowers in your pet finch's cage? So before we read that, I'm just going to heat my coffee up to make sure I can get through the article, and you can watch little Umi and Mashuki for a few minutes there, guys. I'll be right back. Hello, sweethearts. Yeah. Okay, guys, this is a super interesting article. Hi, I hope you're doing well today. Hi, guys. So this says, this is by Pixies Paws Pets.com. Okay? So it says, why should you include edible flowers in your bird-friendly garden? And it says to encourage foraging, it adds variety and nutrition to their diet, and it keeps your birds mentally stimulated through interactive and safe enrichment. Flowers can be enjoyed in many ways. Clip the petals or the small blooms from the garden to scatter in foraging trays. Oh, I don't know if they're talking about wild birds or pet birds here. Let's make sure it's pet birds, guys. If it's not, we'll just read it as it is. Yeah, 15 safe edible flowers for your pet birds. It's just the way they did that, wrote that sentence that made me question it for a moment. So yeah, it totally encourages stimulation. It makes them very happy. They sing, they love it. They love different things in there. You got to figure their whole world is foraging, guys. It's eating. That's what they do all day long. So the common edible flowers to grow for your birds. Oh, it lists them like this. Let's see here. Oh, it does list them like that. Hold on one second. Okay, so the first one is the African violet, and we went over that. So let me just read what they're saying here for the African violet, guys. Hold on one second. They've got so many, they've got 15. So for those who grow indoor plants, the African violet is a wonderful option. They're popular fuzzy leaf house plants that are perfectly safe for your pet birds. And they're just a beautiful color. Guys, you gotta remember, the pet finches, your Bengalese, your Gouldian, your zebra, they see an ultraviolet. So when they see, and this is their world, when they see each other right now, they're not seeing beige and brown and white and cream color and chocolate color. They're seeing spectrums of bright color. That's what they're seeing right now in the sun. Now, when the sun goes down and it's nighttime, they see in black and white. But they're seeing each other in vibrant colors. And I saw a little bit of the spectrums when their feathers were shining in the sun. It's gorgeous. So they are, by nature, they gravitate towards color. So a purple African violet would be stunning for them. So that's what I'm going to get. I'm going to get them a purple African violet. The next flower up that is safe, according to Pixies Paws Pets.com, is the bottle brush, and that's what it's called, the bottle brush. It's a vibrant, iconic Australian bottle brush. And it's a natural choice for any bird-friendly garden. So when you give it to your bird, you can give it like the flowers and the leaves, let them hang from the cage so they can kind of just enjoy foraging. And see if I can get a picture of the bottle brush for you. It's very pretty. I know what it looks like. Yeah, this is a bottle brush, guys. Look at the colors. I mean, really. And that just makes it beautiful, you know, because you watch your birds and then you can just see this color. So for you, it's mental stimulation too. Hi, Pub. Hi, William. Hi, Ingakval. Hi, guys. How are you? Now, the next one is the cosmos. And let's see, we'll get some images of the cosmos. This is what the cosmos looks like. The flower is atop the cosmos. And what they're saying about that is the cosmos are a cheerful daisy-like flower that is fantastic and an easy addition for you to add to your bird's cage. They come in a variety of colors from yellow, orange, and they are of the sulphureous species. Hi guys, what do I like? Well, I got the petunias here. You see the petunias way back there? They were gifted to me for Mother's Day, and I I had asked specifically that for pansies or petunias. So petunias I especially love, guys, because guess what? They're super easy to grow. And you can grow them in the house through the winter. Mine that are down on the windowsill you can't see right now bloomed all winter. I showed them to you a few times. But petunias are super easy to take care of. You can deadhead them, which is good therapy for you to be picking and, taking care of your flowers. They're very pretty and they're safe for got to make sure there's no pesticides. And if you get them, wash them down just to doubly make sure. And, but they bloom really easily. Okay, that's why I love them. So, but the cosmos is very pretty too. And they come in pinks and whites also. So the next one up is the chamomile, or chamomile. Chamomile, let me get a picture of it for you, sorry. Yeah, we'll get a picture of it for you. And that's tea, guys, it's tea. The chamomile tea. Look, oh, that's Roman chamomile. It doesn't say which kind. Let me see here. Let's read this first. Oh, look, Roman chamomile came up. And this says there are two main types of chamomile, or the German chamomile and the Roman chamomile. And great news is both of them is something that your pet finches can enjoy. Chamomile is well known for its natural calming and soothing properties. It's a tea you might drink at night, right guys? It also contains anti-inflammatory and antiseptic compounds. So for you, you can sit and have a chamomile tea while your little birds are enjoying their chamomile plant. That is very calming. And nowadays, we really want to take care of ourselves. This is what the plant looks like. This is a Roman chamomile. Hi. You bet there, Pelusa. That's chamomile. Well, the more I learn about these birds, the more I just love it. So let's see what the chamomile plant looks like. That's the German one. Oh, it kind of looks the same. Let's see. It really does look the same, guys. I mean, look. Yeah. But it's good to have plants that you can have through the winter in your home, just because they're really good with the oxygen too. So yeah, it says you can also brew a weak caffeine-free chamomile tea by steeping the flowers in hot, not boiling water, let it cool, and offer it as a supplemental drink alongside their, so you can give them tea too. Weak, they said make it weak. I do that with their spinach. When I make the spinach, I take the spinach water and I will pour it in their rice. So, because I'll make rice and it will be good for a couple of days, but it gives the rice a little flavor for them. Okay, so that's very cool. I love that. So with chamomile plant, you can serve them the whole plant. You can give them the flowers, the leaves, and the stems, and they're edible and safe. Okay, next one up, dandelion. And if any of you are not familiar with the dandelion, and I don't know if you can pick these like outside. I have a ton of them right outside here. And the little patch of earth that we have, dandelions. So The dandelion is often dismissed as a common weed in Australia, but the humble dandelion is a nutritional powerhouse, and it's completely safe and edible for your pet birds. Um, when you give it to them, you can give them the roots, the leaves, the stems, the yellow flowers, and even the seed heads are safe. So clip the whole plant from your garden to offer as a healthy hanging enrichment. So you can kind of maybe tie them together, you know, and let them hang upside down. I'm going to show you something. Hold on a second. I want to show you what else you can put your flowers in for your birds, if you want. This I haven't used it yet. But this is a millet holder, guys. It's a millet holder, and I haven't put it in yet because I just am being conscious of their space in there. But this, it has a little perch. They can sit and they can pull. So when I get like some flowers, I might put those in here mixed with some millet, and then they won't see all this blue white plastic so much. So anyway, dandelions, that's a really good. So the next one is hibiscus. And for those of you not familiar with hibiscus, that is also a tea. Look how pretty this is, guys. Check it out. Look at all the colors. And like I said, your pet finches see in ultraviolet, guys, okay? They see more colors than you and I see in that plant. This pink, white, and striped, beautiful petunia plant, they're seeing way more pink and way more white. They're seeing all of it. This is a fantastic, hibiscus is a fantastic and vibrant addition to your pet finch's environment. When you serve it to them, they can eat the flowers, the leaves, the branches. They're safe and edible. And the next one up is a lavender. If you're scrolling, we are talking about what pet finches, like my little Umi and Mashuki over here, can eat of flowers since it's flower season. This is what lavender looks like, guys. Is that beautiful? Okay, so lavender is, lavender I happen to know for dogs, you need to be careful because lavender scent of like aerosol and what isn't good for the dogs. But this says that while primarily valued for its aromatic benefits, lavender flowers are non-toxic for your birds. And so they can nibble on it in moderation. So yeah, I'd be careful with the lavender. It says the fresh or dried flowers are the main edible part. So the dried part of the lavender. Sprinkle the dried petals into foraging mixes and add a few sprigs to foraging toys, or use cooled caffeine-free lavender tea as a supplemental drink. I'd be careful with that, but that's what that says. PixiePawsPets.com. So maybe get some more direction on that. So if you plan to do something like that. Marigold. This is what marigolds look like. They are a lovely, sturdy flower. And it says with the marigold, there are two main marigolds. There's the Caledonia and the Tagetes. And the good news is both of them is safe for your bird. So it has an important safety note on this particular one. It says the only only one to strictly avoid is called marsh marigold. This is completely different plant. Okay, so if you're gonna do the marigolds, make sure you've got the right ones, which is the calendula, okay, which is an English marigold, or the tagetes, which is French, African, or a signet marigold. So they are non-toxic, those type. And then the next one up is the nasturtium. And I'll show you what that looks like, guys. It's very pretty. Look at the nasturtium, guys. Isn't that gorgeous? Some of these flowers, and your birds would just love them. So this one, it says the whole plant is safe. The entire plant is safe. The flowers, leaves, stems, and even the unripe seed pods. So that's the nasturtium, guys, okay? That's safe for your pet finches. Pansies and violets, they are safe. And the entire plant is safe for your pansies or your violets. The next one up is the petunia, which we have right here. The petunias are popular bedding plants that come in a rainbow color. They are creating their beds right now, and they're using spinach, thyme, and parsley that I put in there. They use all of that for their bedding. They'll sometimes nibble on the spinach. They do love spinach, but they use it for their bedding. You see them making their nest right now, guys. So they will also use the petunia to make their nest. And the next one is a rose. Roses have a beautiful fragrance, and the good news is they're perfectly safe for your pet birds. While the petals are mostly commonly used, the entire flower head can provide a gentle enrichment in natural antioxidants for your bird. Rose petals are soft, fragrant, and packed with beneficial compounds that support overall cell health. When your flowers fade, the resulting rose hip, soft round fruit becomes a fantastic natural source for your pet finch. So it has a safety note here. Always ensure your roses are homegrown and completely free of sprays and chemicals. They say this throughout all of the articles that I am reading. So florist roses usually have chemicals in them, so you got to be very careful there. Sunflowers, they just love sunflowers. And sunflowers can provide more than just good looks, while the petals offer a mild antioxidants for your pets. For your pet finch, your pet bird, the real nutritional value comes from their large seed heads. The seeds are rich with fat. So the important safety note here is the petals and the flower heads are safe, but mature sunflower seeds are high in fat. So you got to be careful that they don't get too much fatty foods. That's why you don't want to be feeding them like pieces of bread that you're eating or cookies and cake, because they're getting salt and they're going to get sick quick that way, guys. They will get sick. So you just want to keep them with their own diet. And a lot of this stuff you can eat too. They love to eat with you. I know when I'll cut like a pear and they're watching me, it's like I'll cut the pear and I'll eat it. Okay, and then I'll cut them their own pieces and they'll peck at it because they're not crazy about pear. They love cucumber. And when they see me eating cucumber or stuff like that, they love it. Another plant, never heard of this one, let's see what it looks like, is called tick seed. Never heard of it. this is what it looks like. Oh, I guess I've seen it maybe. Tick seed, guys. That's what it looks like. So I've never heard of it, at least that name. And it's a very cheerful, resilient perennial, and it makes a wonderful dual-purpose addition to any bird-friendly garden. So birds love that. Bright daisy-like flowers, non-toxic, songbirds will love it. And you can clip fresh flowers and scatter them in their foraging trays. The next one up is the zinnia, which is so pretty. I'll show you, if you don't know what the zinnia looks like, guys. This is the zinnia. To me, it looks like a marigold, but this is zinnia. Okay, so that's the zinnia, all different colors. And it's a steady source of color because they bloom all summer long. When you serve it to your birds, again, flowers, stems, leaves are all safe. And the zinnias love sun and warm weather. So extra tips it has here. And again, this is by Pixies Paws, pets.com. Thank you, Pixies Paws. You gave some really good information today. Adding edible flowers to your bird's diet is just the beginning of creating a fun and stimulating environment. One of the easiest ways to offer flowers is by scattering petals or small blooms in the foraging cages while encouraging natural exploration, shredding, and curiosity. You can also mix fresh petals into chopped blends of fruits, veggies, and grains. So something that the birds that Umi and Mashuki do naturally, guys, is they will take, sometimes they'll take the thyme or the parsley, especially kale, because they don't care for kale, it's too rough for these guys. But they'll take certain of their twigs or whatnot, of the thyme especially, and they'll drop it in the water, and they will move it around, they will leave it, and they're very specifically watching it. It's not like they accidentally dropped it. They brought it over there, put it in the water, and they'll take it out if they think it's soft enough to add to their bedding. Very smart, guys. They're very smart. Anyway, I thought I would share that with you this morning. It's a beautiful sunny day here. And if you have your pet finches and you're trying to think of different things to add to their cages, check out Pixies Paws. And check out their list, or just rewind this and see some of the plants that we just went over. So with that, you have an absolutely beautiful day, guys. Thanks for being with me. Love and light.